Yeah, Internet Explorer, I don't know if you heard, but it is completely gone now. They retired it back in June. It's like, goodbye, we're not going to use this anymore. Now, if you happen to have Windows 10 or, earlier than that, it has been completely removed from your computer.
It's just not even, you can't even access the thing.
You can't find it. So they've got their Microsoft Edge. So there's your browser for Microsoft, unless you use Chrome or Firefox. I use Chrome all the time.
I do too. I've used Firefox before, and I just don't like the way it accesses things. So
yeah. So pooey on you, Firefox. But, I remember, because I'm a Mac guy, but I started on, PC.
Yeah.
And it was always Internet Explorer.
Well, yeah, you look for the little E, the little blue thing, and you just clicked it, and there you went.
Now it's gone completely.
That's so weird.
Some people are saying, bring it back.
Well, I think you get used to a certain way something happens or something being in your life, and we're very much creatures of habit, and when those things change, we pout a little bit.
Change is really hard.
Change is hard.
Change was hard for Scott for a certain thing at McDonald's. What was that?
The fried apple pie. I miss it.
There's apple. They have apple pie.
No. It's baked.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the old school fried, the little flaky, crispy.
It was crispy.
Delicious goodness.
Yes, it had like a glaze. It was almost like a shellac.
Shellac?
It really was.
Molten lava hot.
Molten
but
lava
it did have
hot.
that little shellac on it. You're right.
Yeah, because if it was fresh and you took a bite of it, the inside of your mouth was scalded for 3 days.
I don't think I've had one of those things forever, so that's all I remember. I think I would be disappointed now.
Oh, if you got the baked one?
Yeah.
You would be. You would be disappointed.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sure somebody likes it. Or they wouldn't have it, right?
I mean, it's still sweet and delicious. It's just not as delicious as the OG.
If you're accustomed to that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I kind of miss Blockbuster Video. I miss, we used to go as a family and pick out a video. The kids would go, pick out their favorite little cartoons or kids things, and they're no longer around.
Man, that's old school.
I mean, not really. Like late 90s, early 2000s, we were still going with.
That's old school.
That's not old school.
That's
Remember when you went to Blockbuster and you found the movie you wanted and you got the box, and if it wasn't behind the box, you couldn't rent it? Remember that?
Oh, I always went straight up to the front and said, okay, this isn't there. Is it on the returned ones right there on your little cart? I was a little more proactive about it.
I remember the disappointment of moving the box. Oh, somebody's already rented the movie.
No.
Yeah. Hey, you don't have any problems now. You stream all that
That's
stuff.
right.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
I don't know why, but all of a sudden, because Internet Explorer is gone and now it's Microsoft Edge, people are going through nostalgia of things they miss.
Well, we don't like change.
I guess.
It's difficult.
It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio like ninja. What do you miss at your college that you used to go to?
I miss the grill. They had, it was the alternative to the cafeteria. And halfway through my college experience, they replaced it with Chick-fil-A, which is great. However, they had this chicken melt, and so it was basically just chicken fingers in a grilled cheese and curly fries, and oh my word.
So they didn't have that up at the cafeteria?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They took it out.
They took it away.
Replaced it with a chicken salad.
And
yeah,
the
Chick-fil-A.
waffle fries and all that other
Oh,
stuff.
I know, which is still good. You're not bashing that. You're just saying you liked what the grill had to offer.
Yes.
I hate it when they come in and do stuff like that. We used to have a restaurant in the bottom of a building that I worked in, did the same kind of thing. It was like a meat and three.
And they replaced it with what?
Like a salad place, which I love a good salad.
They got rid of the meat and three and gave you salad.
What happened to the cube steak?
Mason's here at 800-447-7234. What are you thinking here, Mason, about this whole thing?
Yeah, that Payless shoes was gone. I guess I would take that one. That's always where I get my back to school shoes growing up. Even like my athletic shoes, even though they sold really cheap sneakers and stuff, they weren't that good. But I'd have to say I'd take Payless shoes back just for the fact that I grew up with it.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Coming up on March 6th, you're going to be able to get your Bundt on because nothing...
Huh?
Bundt
Oh,
cake.
thought you said something different.
No.
I'm sorry.
Bundt cake. March 6th is Oreo's 111th birthday. And so they teamed up with Nothing Bundt Cakes, and the cake shop is going to make an Oreo Bundt. And we get it for free.
Okay.
First 111 people that are in line at 1:11 p.m. get a free Bundt-lit.
Oh, how many people?
111.
It's going to be a packed place.
But I honestly think we have a pretty good shot. It's right in the middle of the day when we're working. And I want to say it's on a Thursday. I'm not really sure. But so a lot of people are going to be stuck at work or in school or, the case.
That's what she thinks.
Yeah, I do. Because it's 111 people. And usually a Nothing Bundt cake is in one of those like strip malls kind of thing. So maybe there's not a whole lot of room to get in line. I'm just hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
It's going to be, yeah.
Have you ever had one of their Bundtlets? Oh, my goodness.
The place going to be packed. You watch. Thousands will show up.
No, they won't.
For only 111 slots.
I don't think 1,000 will show up.
And how big is this thing going to be?
So a Bundt-lit is like they call it. I guess it's like a single serving, but to me, you could share that with.
It's like
another
a tiny
person.
cupcake. Why don't they just call it a cupcake instead of a butt cake?
No, it's a Bundt. There's a N and a D in there.
Oh, not butt.
No,
Oh,
they're not giving those away.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
There is a chairlift, for a ski resort in Canada that is now going to be the fastest airlift ever. Ski lift. You call it an airlift, right? Am I calling it?
Chairlift or a ski lift.
A chairlift. Yeah. So the thing is an 8-seater. So instead of 4 to a seat, it's an 8-seater. They say it's really fast. That this thing at the ski resort where it is, it's called Adventure 8. At this ski resort, it will have in 1 hour 4,200 people up that mountain.
That thing is moving.
4,200 people, but it won't say how fast it is. I wonder if it's because it's going to scare people. I don't know. But the thing moves really fast.
So typically they're very slow. Now, I don't ski, but I've been to Ober-Gatlinburg and things like that. And you're on those ski lifts and it just moves slowly, 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 slowly. So this thing,
slowly, slowly, slowly,
slowly, slowly, slowly, slowly.
Oh,
like
wow.
you can read a book on the thing, but I just don't know. Is it just up the mountain?
It's something like that. And here's the thing. It's going to be very cushy because it will have seat warmers.
Ooh.
It will, yeah. It's supposed to be a lot better child protective. So you know how you just get a bar and boom, it just kind of closes in front of you. You're supposed to be really well secure in this thing.
Those always scare me when I see a kid on them. I'm like, is that baby strapped down? What? I'm not putting my kid on that thing.
Even some kind of footrest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, a luxury.
Because usually your feet are dangling with skis on these things, right?
Yes.
Some kind of footrest is going to be on this thing. I don't know how that's going to work with
That's
skis.
what I was going to say. What?
Yeah.
How does that work if you have skis on?
So the tush is going to be warm.
The tushy is going to be warm.
The feet are not going to be dangling, so
No.
you should be pretty comfortable.
They going to give me a massage too?
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
His radio, Rob and Lizz. And I don't know if you know the importance of this day, but with all the activity that we're hearing about some colleges and universities that have busted out in a revival in their chapels, I think it's neat that today, and this has been an ongoing thing, that today is collegiate, how do you call it? Collegiate Day of Prayer, right? Collegiate Day of Prayer. There's an actual website that's put together where you can literally pray for a campus and adopt a campus, which I've done that for my son's alma mater because he just graduated from the university. And my daughter's alma mater. So I'm praying for those two colleges today.
Yeah, well, it's actually coming up on Thursday is when collegiate.
I thought it was today.
Hey, you know what? Pray for it every day. Nothing wrong with that. So what you can do is you can go online to collegiatedayofprayer.org and you can adopt a university. You can adopt a college anywhere in the country. It doesn't have to be one in your neighborhood, but why not? But you can, maybe it's your alma mater or like you say, Rob, your son's. But I think it's pretty cool that we come together and we can pray for the students and the faculty, whoever is on campus, those working on campus, and just pray for them to have revival, pray for their safety. So many different things we can pray for.
Yeah, and it's a simple website if you could spell collegiate, because
Yeah.
I had a hard time with it.
Well, even if you can't, Google it and it'll bring it up for you.
It will.
Yeah.
Google is an amazing thing. Collegiate Day of Prayer, where you can literally adopt a university and lead them and pray for them all day on Thursday.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I think Apple needs to find out what these wedding dresses were made out of. Because these wedding dresses, there's 2 wedding dresses that were just found at the bottom of the ocean. They've been there for like 400 some odd years.
What, some kind of shipwreck?
Yes, it was a Dutch merchant ship, and it sank, and they found like all these chests that were full. I guess they were, coming, I don't know where they were going, to sell all of these items, and they had 2 fully intact wedding dresses.
Oh, nice.
And they were super expensive. They were nice. Somebody really fancy was going to wear these things. So one had silver that was, I guess, the part of the thread. And so the dress was made with real silver.
White and silver?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so these things held up for all this time in the water. And I know they were in chests, but it wasn't like they were airtight. They weren't a Rubbermaid or something like that.
Rubbermaid from the 1800s?
Right, 1600s.
1600s.
Yeah, so it's been down there forever. And they're going to go on tour. They're going to be part of an exhibit so that you can see not only the dresses, but some of the other things that were found inside of these.
Well, how
chests.
nice.
Yeah, I think it's very cool. I would love to go see something like that.
And then the history behind what in the world happened to that
Yes.
ship that went down.
Right, where were they headed? Who were the dresses intended for? Or was it going to a shop to be able to be sold? It wasn't specifically made for someone. And then all the
never
other
know.
and then all the other things that were, there was jewelry, there were silver products, so somebody found a haul.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
So there's still a chapter of the Rough Riders today.
Really?
And this crew is really gentle and they're kind and they do a lot of good. As a matter of fact, they just collected, get this, 10,000 teddy bears.
That is so not what I expect when I hear
Rough Riders.
The Rough Riders.
You're right.
Yeehaw.
You're
That's what I
thinking they're either on horses
Right.
or Harleys,
Or Harleys.
or something, the Rough Riders. But no, they have all these tens of thousands of teddy bears now, and they bring them to kids that are in the hospital throughout the Tampa Bay area, from the VA hospital to schools and other centers as well, just to bring some joy and a smile on a child's face.
They collect them all year long, or
Oh, they collected them in 3 hours.
in 3 hours. Wow.
I
tens
made
of
that up.
You think?
But it sounded great.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I love cereal in any form, just about. I like the really healthy stuff. I like the Captain Crunch, the kids stuff. So there is a new cereal that you can, actually it's designed to eat at night. It's called Sweet Dreams. Sweet Dreams cereal. Do you like cereal, Rob?
Nope.
You don't? Oh, my goodness. Okay, so this one, what they're saying is it's whole grains. It's really healthy for you. Has vitamins and minerals that work with your body's own natural melatonin. So they have 2 different flavors. One is Blueberry Midnight. That's blueberry, lavender, and chamomile. So as you're trying to wind down at night, sometimes you might
That
try.
don't sound great.
Really?
Chamomile?
Oh, chamomile.
Sounds like an ointment.
You know, it kind of does. But it's like chamomile tea is so good, and it helps kind of wind you down at night. I will say I'm not into lavender. I don't like lavender flavored anything. I like lavender in my bath, that kind of thing, but not to eat. And then Honeymoon Glow is honey, vanilla, again with the lavender, and then chamomile.
Scott's into cereal at night.
Yep. Every night. I like to get a big old mug, one of those big, gigantic coffee mugs, and have a bowl, or a mug, rather, of cereal.
Just
But
have
I
a
eat
bowl
more
of
cereal.
sugar.
And
I
what?
eat more cereal at night than I do during the morning.
What type?
I've always been like that.
What type do you eat?
What you just said, some of the healthy stuff and then some of the junk stuff.
Okay, what's the healthy
and
stuff
sometimes
to
I
you?
mix it.
Was
Like I'll take some Raisin Bran, which is kind of healthy, and then add some, what is the Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Wait a minute, hold on.
That's an interesting combo.
Hold on. I got to get real with you, right, Scott. So you have Raisin Bran, and you call that healthy. You know how
Well,
much
it's got
sugar's on
bran
them
in it.
raisins? Oh, it's got bran in it. Okay.
Yeah. And raisins are
it
kind of
helps
healthy,
with the
right?
movement. The whole fiber thing.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Barbara is so hardworking. She works at Domino's Pizza. She's a delivery driver, and she's 72 years old. Here she is, a season of life where she should be retired and, enjoying things.
Kicking up her feet, hanging out with the grandbabies, doing the thing.
And now she's delivering pizza.
Yeah.
Here's what happened the other night. She's going and delivering this pizza for a couple in Monk's Corner. And as she's delivering it looks like she had her hands full. I mean, there was a big order.
Right. Like 3 or 4 pizza boxes, and then she had a bag. I mean, she had lots of stuff happening. And then she's trying to navigate getting out of her own vehicle and getting up the stairs.
And when she gets up, it's like I don't know if you call it a ledge or just one little small step.
I think it's a couple of steps. Yeah.
But she trips and she falls.
It looks like her shoe catches on the top step, and then she's just down for the count.
And Barbara's having a hard time getting up. All of a sudden, a gentleman comes out the door, because this is all captured on one of those doorbell cameras.
Yeah, I'm sure he was, he got some sort of notification. Somebody's coming to your front door, and then he sees, so he's headed that way to help.
And so first he's kind of assessing what's going on here, and she's still struggling getting up. So he goes out with his bare feet. Bless the man. I love you, because I don't like wearing shoes either.
He's in the South.
And so he's helping to pick her up and, get her bearings again and, pick up the order and all that other stuff. Come to find out, this couple just had a heart for her. I mean, they've had a couple of dads pass away.
Yeah.
And they have a heart for her. So they started this GoFundMe page just to see if they could help her out a little bit, just to live and not have to worry about always working all the time.
Right. They thought, you're 72. You need to take some time off. And so they started a GoFundMe page.
$268,000 later. Wow.
And you know what she's doing with it? Part of it, I'm sure she's going to pay some bills, because that's probably how she is. But she's going to Europe.
Good for her.
She's going on a vacation.
And then she can get pizza delivered to her.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I'm sorry, but there's just so much excitement around here for what is going to happen tomorrow that you'll be involved with at His Radio. Hi, it's Rob and Liz in the morning.
Yeah, so tomorrow, all day long, we're just inviting God to be right here in the middle of everything that is going to happen tomorrow. He's already here, but when we invite him, we're looking for just awesome, great things. There's no schedule as to what's going to happen tomorrow. God is in the center of it all and is going to be working and moving.
We really feel God is on the move.
Yeah.
And you hear about some of the things that are happening from college and universities and in a movie where people came forward to get baptized. And you're hearing some famous people that are now saying, you know what? I'm going to put all that stuff aside and I'm going to live for Jesus and get baptized. I mean, it's amazing. And there's some kind of move that's going on. Seriously, we don't want to miss the move. And I really feel that God's doing something in your heart and stirring in your heart. And we want to celebrate that fact tomorrow. And what God is doing in you and through you, there's going to be some amazing prayer tomorrow, stories from you, scripture. I mean, it's just going to be a day just to see God move in a really cool way on His radio.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're like what I have done in the past, saying, I cannot stand what is happening in some parts of our world today. So, it is up to me to be in prayer about those things that, God, I just want to see how you're going to work and how you're going to change these things, but I have to be in prayer about those things changing. And maybe that's where you are right now, that you're like, I just want to see God move. Well, we have to be part of that. Mm-hmm. We have to be in prayer. And so maybe that's what you want to do. And that is your prayer for our country and for our youth and for ourselves. Well, that's what we're going to do tomorrow.
I hope you'll join us. If you can't be with us tomorrow for some reason or another, you don't have to miss out on it. You can leave your story of how God is moving in your life today at 866-447-7234. That's 866-447-7234. We'll have the opportunity to share that tomorrow on His radio. This is going to kick off at 6 and go all day.